there are two things people asked Yogananda. One was, do you believe in hell? And he'd say, where do you think you are? Then he also said, this world is God's zoo. One time he got on a train. He was going to the coast, West Coast. And the way trains used to be set up, you could turn the seats so that two seats could face each other. So people traveling together could sit and look at each other and talk. So there was this man sitting in front of him, and Yogananda, because he was going to some place where people would be meeting him and so on, in his capacity as a yoga teacher, and he was going to be giving talks. So he had his orange clothes on, but he had his hair all down and combed, and he had this, because he'd be getting off, and there may be cameras there even because newspapers used to talk about it, give news of his arrival. So he was sitting there in his orange clothes and in his long hair. And so this man was going, God, what am I looking at, sneer, sneer, sneer. And he didn't do it for a while and then stop. Time went on, and when he really got a good look at Yogananda, it'd be So Yogananda said, listen, it's going to be a long way to Los Angeles, and I'm going to have to sit here and look at you making faces at me. So I've got a proposition for you. Fools argue and wise men discuss. So I'll tell you all about my beliefs and my way of life, and you tell me about your beliefs and your way of life. And if you convince me yours is better, then I'll become like you. And if I convince you, you have to become like me. Oh, what an audacious fellow you are, the man said. Well, but he laughed also. And anyway, he had time to spare. So they had the interchange. When they got to Los Angeles, the man became Yogananda's disciple and became a very accomplished yogi. And that man was Warner Oland. Not one of the biggest stars of motion pictures, but definitely a figure in motion pictures. And he knew when his time to die came. And he went around and he said, he was from Sweden. And he went and he said goodbye to everyone in the studio and said, I'm going to die, so I want to die in Sweden. Out of all things, people said, oh, he must be drunk to say something like that. No, he went back to Sweden and left his body. He was a great yogi.